Good morning. So I think we're live and set up, and happy Friday. Today, and on most Fridays, I'm going to try to just play around with some ideas I had. So yeah, I just wanted to do some space game dev, and I'm going to start with a blank canvas, but maybe we won't start with a blank canvas every Friday, but last week we actually looked at this Unreal Engine 4 project that I have here, and hopefully it's not super loud. I'm going to bring down the volume a little bit for that. Actually really proud of this, how far I got with this one, and I don't love my cockpit, which I think I made in Blender. So I was still learning Unreal when I made this, but there's a lot of great stuff in here actually, including this cool zoom out of your ship, and then these planets that I modeled in Blender, they kind of track with the player, so they're not, you can't get close to them, so it's like they're part of the background. And then I'm flying very far away from these guys, so the aim is not correct for being hit. We'll go back in. It's easier to aim when you're in the cockpit. But we have like some roll. We've got this kind of nice mouse movement here. For some reason the UI for the shields and stuff aren't working. There's also a you can, I don't know if you can tell, but so I can go like this, and then so now I'm sliding. So this is directional movement there. Yeah. So this game project's pretty cool, and I'd like to recreate that. Maybe get it to look a little nicer. But probably gonna look at some of this stuff. So, and this project has some external assets like this star sphere, which is pretty nice. I did create my own star sphere though in Blender over the weekend, so I'm working on how to do that, which is pretty cool. Hello, Imran. Good morning. So I'm gonna play around with this a little bit, and I guess the game that I was like thinking of kind of playing with was, let's see, this one, House of the Dying Sun. So this is a game that came out almost 10 years ago, and it was awesome. And it was a similar time when I was working on my Space Warfare Infinite game, which actually got featured on the Space Game Junkie podcast, and I showed off at some of our local shows and stuff. But it was in Unity, and the project kept getting destroyed by Unity's upgrades, so I kind of stopped working on it. But I even have a VR version. But these guys, which is really just one guy and his brother, and then maybe someone who created the soundtrack, but created this amazing space game, which has so many similar vibes to the one that I was working on. But obviously this is like a masterclass. Like they did this so well. I'm not sure I could ever recreate this, but I would love to recreate this. Like even the asteroids are like very similar to the style low poly asteroids that I make. But the ship designs are just really cool. I think those were done by the brother of the programmer. So yeah, I wish I could make ships as cool as what they made. Even the cap ships, like, yeah. So yeah, no finished projects at the moment, Imran. Yeah, still working through stuff. But anyway, let's play a little bit of this for some inspiration. So, and if you've never seen this game, and you like space games, like dogfighting games, you're in for a treat. This is pretty awesome. So. Alright, so it starts off with this map here. I'm actually not used to playing with the mouse on this game. It's a very controller-y game, but so we're not going to do the overview. Yeah, let's just do this first one, because as you can see, I've beaten it on all the levels, but we'll do a quick, easy one, just so I don't embarrass myself on camera. And you'll see I have this like fleet of like little, these aren't like the biggest cap ships, but these are cap ships. And then I've got a couple interceptors as well. The mouse 4 button, what? All right, so you can see here, you can look at all your characters. You can, so I actually don't know. Let's see, I can click. So we have these guys here, and then, so we have some ships that have like artillery attacks, but you can see that this can be, you can just watch the whole battle in this RTS mode. I'm not even playing this level, and my fleet just defeated them. So this isn't actually even how the game works, so let me just, so you can give, so you can give your ships alright, so if you look here, this is like strategic pause. So this is the flagship, and now I can actually give orders to everybody and be like, attack this, attack this, attack this. Actually, you might want the destroyers to target these guys, and then frigate and fighters are just going to get killed. But so this, on the controller, it uses left stick to go up, down, left, right, and then the way to like go faster. So like basically you're always automatically going forward, and then to go faster, you can hold down the left trigger. So I've got like torpedoes incoming. Ooh, no I don't. So now I can switch. there is a way to do some kind of I don't know if I killed him, but I need to get out of here. So in this game, you're actually supposed to be running away right now. So we're drifting. So I'm going to target this guy with my missiles now. Oh wait, no I'm not. I'm going to target this guy with my missiles. No. See, I just got hit. So I'm so close to this big cap ship here. Am I going down? I'm not going down. It's one of my teammates. My shield's at 53%. So let's... Yeah, I hit it. So you can, so I guess all of my fighters are actually dead, but you just jump right into, oh, someone's hitting me. So you can actually hit their, so you can actually hit their, like you can target different parts of the cap ship, which is cool. Yeah, Imran, I think it was a Unity game, and it was a Unity game, and the environments were not procedural. From what I understand, each one has a kind of a specific look, but I think they just made like backgrounds and stuff. So, and it's each level too. It's not like there's not like an infinite world. There's like I think like 15 missions or something like that. Recently played Sky, Children of Light. Cool. Is Sky, Children of Light, is that a space game? Okay. It's like it sounds like an RPG maybe or something. Cool. I am going to toss in a few asteroids, because why not? Alright, there's lots of places where these could live. Let's see. Here's an asteroid. Let's see what it looks like. I canceled it. Right. I wish there was an easy way to preview stuff. We'll just import it. It's fine. Yeah, okay. This is one of my low poly asteroids. So let's put this at 0, 0. All right. We still have a sky sphere in here, but the sky sphere doesn't know what to do. Let's see if we have, there's like a night sky in here. Let's see, can we just put that in there? So here's the problem with all of the like procedural, skyboxes that seem to come like out of the box. This is a sky sphere, but wait, maybe not. There we go. Still not really that great, because it's like super bright down here where I think it's where the light's being picked up by the volumetric cloud component or mesh component will be tagged as sky. Do I have something in here? Wait. Right, yeah, we can get rid of that. Alright. So we just have this and this, and then like this sky sphere for whatever reason is picking up tons of light. So let's see, can I get rid of that? Like it doesn't seem like you can, so I'd have to go into here. It seems surprising that the sky is getting that much light. Okay. If we go back to here, lock it, and make these like 1,000. Yeah, it doesn't really change. Okay. Let's go here. See, like there's just this texture, right? So like we could, if we go into our content, go into our game, we'll make another, we'll just call this materials, and go back to sky, and I'm going to copy this. Just copy it. And then all of this stuff, yeah, I don't think I really care about it. Okay, so like if we make a material from this, just call it, it's not going to look great, but it will. Ooh, yeah, it's terrible. What just happened? What is this? Why is it so? So yeah, like building out these materials are not my strong suit, but I did work on this over the weekend, which was fun. All right, thanks Imran. I'll take the recommendation. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, so anyway, we'll figure this out later. Probably need some sort of UV map on here. Okay, let's go back to sky. All right. Still don't really like it. But can we let's look at this. Can we copy this? I want to copy it, and I just want to see if I can modify it at all. But just do this. This is not really what I was planning on doing. So copy here. But it's nice to have something that looks cool, right? Okay. What do we got? We've got sky brightness. If we turn that down, I guess it has color too. So you could, I think we should. Space can be black, but space could also be blue. Okay. Yeah. Let's just make the sky black. And we'll try to get rid of the top and bottomness of it. And then the other thing that I don't really like is like this default lit. Like, I don't think it should be default lit. I think we should just do unlit. Yeah, okay. And that's fine. Let's leave the rest for now. All right, and hopefully we are saving the copy that's in our folder, not like the one in the, yeah. The reason I know that is because this is still doesn't look like my thing, so. All right, hey, now we look up almost like Star Wars, right? Yeah, cool, all right. So I just modified the material of the procedural night sky sphere to make this. This is not the look I would want. The stars are ridiculous. We could actually try to figure out if we can modify the amount of stars, maybe? Like, what if we put the tiling down to 2? I think one of the problems is the stars will get bigger. Yeah. Like, we can space them out. Like, that's the original problem with the texture, I think. But like 5 is what makes them the right size. So there are better ways to make this, or you could, if you make a texture in Blender, you can actually have like a lot of different size stars and make it look good. So we can just leave this for now. Turn off the stars. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. Looks pretty busy. So maybe, okay. Sorry. Let's put it back down to, what was it, 5 was the one? Okay. Still feels super busy, but. And now like this now my asteroid looks like it's sparkling. So that could be an effect of like this this sky sphere actually has some sort of brightness on it. What if we just put it down to 0? Okay, so that definitely affects the actual stars, not like light coming from it. So never mind. Okay. And then we have a very bright sun in here. a son of unknown. Yeah, it's coming from over here somewhere. Okay. Yeah. All right, cool. We're gonna get some post-processing here. So let's just do, what I want to do is get rid of this exposure stuff. So my understanding is you just do this. I think it's just like 1 and 1. That will change, and then, oh, and infinite extents. That will change the brightness of the thing right away. So that's one problem. Let's see, extent. Yeah. All right. So now our lights are a little dimmer. Okay, so, and then this will not cause the camera to adjust light. So it makes sense when you're like first person character walking into a brightly lit room. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense for this. Okay, cool. All right. So let's make a blueprint folder. And let's make a player character. All right, so this is where like space games get really kind of weird, because like you can do a lot with the character controller in Unreal, but the character controller is supposed to be like a humanoid, right? And in my other project, let's see, let's look at this. I don't know. I hope it's interesting that I like go back to these old projects. I don't know if that's interesting for people, but I don't think if you've worked on something and you can use pieces of it for your later games, that means you're leveling up, right? So, all right, let's look under. Actually, I don't even know. Let's figure out what you're either leveling up or you're spinning your wheels, right? All right, let's look at world settings. Okay, we're using this default class called, it's under ships, player base. All right, let's look at it. Okay, and yeah, I think as I went over last Friday, like we've got a different player base. We have a different base for each, for this ship. So this is the player version. There's also an enemy version, but they all kind of inherit from the base class. And you can see this has like dust all around it, so that helps kind of with motion. And that's probably using some sort of, yeah, like old school particle effect. I think it's probably like the starter content particle effect. So it's okay, but it does create some motion. So I don't even know, I think House of the Dying Sun uses some particle dust like that too to create some motion. It's pretty standard. You have to have a lot of geometry to make your ship look like it's going fast if you're in a space type game. So okay, so we've got a cockpit, we've got a spring arm. This is pretty cool. Do we have more than one? I think, yeah, so we have like one camera object for this. I kind of want to look at the spring arm stuff because I like how reactive the motion is. It makes you feel like your body's swaying when your ship's moving. So this is inside the cockpit. It's the arm length is 160, so you can see here we're just like right there. This can be tough to figure out where to put your stuff, but that kind of gives you the thing. And there's no top to this cockpit, and then but there probably should be. So the other pieces of this that are relevant are this rotation lag. So this is kind of where, like, when the ship rotates, the camera kind of sways a little bit. So it's good to know that it's like rotation lag and a 10. So we can set that up pretty quick. Okay, the thing that I wanted to figure out though was, what are we inheriting from here, right? What is the plane mesh? Is that anything? No. Okay, so there's like a main static mesh that this thing doesn't even use. Okay. All right, let's go to the basic ship here. Okay, here we are in the base ship. And you can go to the viewport again. We got our spring arm. I think this is all standard. Doesn't change for the player. All right, and you'll see here we just created this like cockpit and jammed it inside this mesh here. Okay. And yeah, the base class just has enough geometry, I guess, so I can figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so that's like, this is just the body of the thing, but it also comes standard with this dust cloud. It's got some of this, like, it has like sound, like 3D sound for left and right. So like when you're turning, there's like little thrusters and you can kind of hear them. Hello, I don't know how to say, hypes maybe? You're doing Unreal and Unity, wow. Awesome. We're working in Unreal here, but I have experience with Unity as well. Yeah, a lot of my original stuff was in Unity, but sometime in like 2019, 2020, whenever they like announced Unreal Engine 5 was coming out, that's when I started switching over to Unreal, and it was partly my frustration back then with Unreal Engine. Like once they went from like 5 to the date system, it just got really janky for me, and it kept breaking all my projects and stuff. So I got pretty frustrated with it, and so I started exploring Unreal, and then kind of haven't looked back. And I really like using Blueprint. So even though I'm a programmer for my day job, I like and so like C# was definitely a way for me to get better at programming. But I do really like Blueprint for game dev at this point. It's very fast to, well, I don't know if it's fast if you've watched my stream, but you can get your ideas on the paper pretty quickly, and it's just a different style of programming. So, and it's a little bit more relaxing, because if you program all day, then yeah, I mean, I have like a whole shelf of C++ books behind me, but I hardly ever feel like I need to get into C++ in Unreal. There's a few times where I got to a point where I was like, man, I think this needs to be a C++ project, but mostly it's like for like saving files, or like importing files, I guess. Just like the input IO is not super great with Blueprint, although you can do it. I did set up a way to pull in JSON objects, so. Yeah, horror game, awesome. There is a cool, kind of easy to follow tutorial by Unreal University. The YouTuber is, he used to be called Uesco or Uesco. I can give you a link if you want. I'm gonna say that I enjoy this one. But the like I don't do everything the way he describes also. But it's good for beginners. So like there are certain things that I take issue with how he does it, but let's see, will it load? Yeah, and sometimes he goes on sale. I don't know how much this costs. I already have this course, so I'm not sure how much it costs to do it. But the cool thing is he goes through like all of kind of the basics for getting you up and running for like a horror game. So including like the crosshair, like a lever. He goes through all the different kind of systems. So and then he has like a flashlight mechanic, flickering lights. So so I put that link in the chat, the chat there. I can show you that actually. Let's see. Let's go. Horror game. I'm not super far with it, but did I call it horror game? Oh man, I think I called it like horror tutorial or something. Hold on. I've got too many Unreal projects, guys. So Hypes, I'm gonna load it up for you. I'll show you the progress I made on it. So I didn't get super far, but and then some of the stuff is my own code just because I've been using Unreal for a while, so I didn't feel like I had to totally follow everything he did. But you can see these are some of the things that he helps you create though. So I don't think he does this debug logic of adding like a line to whatever this lever works on, but so you can see here, and there's a way to do a flashlight, I forget. I need to probably pick it up. But you can go over here, and then it opens that door. Pretty cool. You can ring this doorbell. You can turn this. You can have like it's all kind of horror game tropes, right? You can pull a secret book. Okay, and then the other thing is he does like the sound effects on the ground, so how to do that. I don't know if you can hear it. And there's metal. My volume might be too low for the desktop for you to hear that, but these all make different sound on the ground. And then the other thing that is pretty cool is he has I made my door open both ways. I don't think that's in the tutorial, but one thing that I liked about the tutorial is it kind of like went through systematically what all the different mechanics you'll need to kind of put together a horror game. So I thought that was good. Like I said, I didn't agree with everything how he implemented everything, but he kind of gets you thinking about like, oh well, I need all these different things to make like all the horror puzzles or whatever. And then I was liking that because I could kind of be like, okay, today we're making a flashlight. All right, let me see how he makes a flashlight. Let me see if I can make a flashlight. So the other thing he did, which I thought this is great, I really do hate working in UI, so he kind of goes through like how to make like an inventory UI. So so this is cool. So you can. So now I have an inventory. Now I have an inventory, and I can like move this around. And I should be able to equip it somehow. I forget how. Flashlight, come on. Oh. Anyway, there is a way to equip the flashlight, but I'm not quite sure. But I could take this and I could. So now I have two things. And then there's a key. I made this key. Looks nice, huh? Okay. But I don't think there's anything I can do with the key right now. This is to help me figure out where the door should be. Anyway, that's the, I think that's as far as I got, but maybe there's like a flashlight level, but I don't remember what key I used to do that. I obviously didn't get to the piece. He also gives you some of this stuff, so he gives you this flashlight model and stuff. So yeah, here's the flashlight test. I don't know, does it work? I do not know how to set up the flashlight. Okay. Anyway, there's a flashlight. Mechanic, you can turn it on and off if you know the button. And there's like a battery system and stuff, and you can equip it and equip it. Yeah, so pretty cool. I think once you have a flashlight and some doors that open, you can make all sorts of stuff. Anyway, you can. So I don't know. I saw you couldn't look at the thing, but yeah. You can find him on YouTube too if you can't access his courses. So, all right, another Friday where I did not get very far into this little side project here, but forget what I was even looking for. I guess I just wanted to see how we're implementing everything. So we just have like a thrust forward, and we're using our actor component, which is cool. Oh yeah, I wanted to know if I was using like the character class, right? Which I'm not. So I'm using a pawn. Which I think that makes sense. But there is some benefits using a character class. Like in my tank game, I use characters for it. And part of it is you don't have to do like a ton of math to get things going in the correct direction and things like that, I guess. Like this is updating like how fast we want to go, but doesn't update the actual ship. So like inside the movement, we update these things from the controller, and then we move it. And so to move the ship, when does this take effect? Oh, okay. So this somehow... Okay, so this piece is slowing down the ship if you're not thrusting. And then reduce velocity if present, and then it also takes the ship's velocity and gets the directional movement, which I think we calculate, and then we add it. So if we have inertial dampening off, which means we're drifting, I allow the player to like have different controls for velocity. So we're throwing you in all different directions with that, right? So whereas with it on, you're just kind of going forward. So let's see here. So I think I want to start simple with my new project, right? Like this is all, we're going to get to here probably. I don't know. Are we going to get to here and have it look exactly the same? Maybe. So the first thing I'd want to do is add forward movement, right? So if you look at this, we've got all sorts of stuff going on. We have a max speed, we've got throttle, and then we've got current, forward thrust, we've got minimum speed, maximum speed, clamping. This is why maybe having comments would have been helpful. Okay. Boost modifier. I don't think we need that. Okay, and then almost everything we do in this package is we use this interpolate to go from like what we want and where we are, or where we are and what we want. So I like that. I think it makes the controls feel a little bit more responsive, right? Or like less jerky, I guess. So, all right, can I play this without enemies? Let's look. Why are there no maps? Where is the, I guess I'm playing all the maps out here. Okay. No nebulas. Let's see, this planet. I don't want to save any of this stuff because I don't know. I didn't mean to mess with it. All right, this doesn't have anyone shooting at me. I don't think. There might be someone in here. All right, so the forward motion, and so I just pressed W and my throttle went up, right? Now I'm going probably full speed. And if we turn, okay, so now we can reduce the throttle. And one problem with the throttle is able to go backwards and forwards, so you can end up in reverse pretty quickly. So there's actually a backspace button that will cut the throttle. But if you see here, we don't have any, there's no velocity being used on this. So as soon as we cut the throttle, we slow it down to nothing. So like we could go full speed towards this thing, and then so it adjusts it via interpolation, but it doesn't. But it does stop us in. So if we have, so now I have. I don't know what's aim at. I'm going so fast. Okay. Oh, there's the green thing. Where was it? All right, here's an asteroid. Okay. So I feel like the thrusting while in inertia mode is a little bit wacky, but like right now I'm in it. So, and I've got if you put the throttle on, you're like going really fast. So. And when you put the inertial dampening on, it cuts all of that velocity. So, and then it just puts you going in the right direction. So we are not in it right now. All right. So, yeah, I think that could use some work. All right, let's see. So yeah, let's just create a blueprint class based on pawn, I think. So you can make a character version of this, but I don't know. The one thing that annoys me about the character is you always have like a capsule mesh that doesn't really fit a vehicle. But you do get that character movement component, which is really nice, which is why I was creating my own movement component. But I think I want to go down that road again with the pawn. All right, so this is going to be a base ship class. Let's make an input folder. We're going to make some inputs. Call this ship controls. Make another one for input action. We'll go why don't we call this one thrust? Forward thrust. Throttle. Okay. Yeah. And this is, I think we can just make this a bool. Let's keep that. And then this one. We'll go to our editor preferences and go to viewports. It's not viewports. What is it? Blueprint editor settings. Where's the open? Man, I showed this on stream the other day. Now I forgot where it is. Okay. Content editor. Content browser. No, it's in here. It's gotta be. Is it under viewports? I'm looking for the window open. What is it under? That's interesting. You can make all sorts of shortcuts, huh? Okay. Graph editors? Maybe? Asset editor open location. It's under user interface. Where is that? I don't see user interface on here. Oh, it's literally right in front of me. Okay, so asset editor open location. I was looking for something other than default, I guess. I was looking for like window, new window. I want it to be here. Okay. Save. What am I saving? The map? Okay. Nope, I don't want a new folder there. Okay. Now, when I annoyingly open this, it'll be, okay, where I want it. All right, so we're adding thrust, and for now, I'm just gonna say W thrust. So in House of the Dying Sun, they're constantly moving forward, right? So we could set that up. Like, let's say this the ship class here. We should add a cone. Do we have a cone? We have a cone. Do we have a bean? There are beans in Unreal, but you have to find them. I think they're in the starter content. All right, we'll just do a cone, because then we know what direction we're facing, right? So there are all these other meshes that you could look at in here. There may be a cone. I don't know. I mean a bean. There's this nice control rig arrow. Looks like more spaceshipy. Maybe we should use that for our thing. It's not called a bean though. It's called like a capsule. Let's see, capsule. Huh? Yeah, okay. So maybe, yeah, it's only in the starter content. I really lost track of that thing that I thought was cool looking. Anyway, no, okay. Cone, all right. So we have this cone. This is our spaceship, okay. We're gonna have to rotate it. And then let's add an arrow just so we know that we're facing the correct direction, and we want it to be part of the default scene here. Okay, so we know that we have our direction is correct, okay? Now the fastest way to just like constantly move this would be to just add world offset. And so this is gonna add some motion to the player, and then you could get, this is not the way you should actually implement this. I'm just doing this to get something on the screen. Get actor forward vector. This will give you the vector of where we're pointed. You could drop that in here. Now this is like super like slow. Like it might not even be noticeable. Let's see. Okay. Getting ahead of myself a little bit. All right, in order for this to work, I'm gonna create our core folder. And inside that, we're gonna make a game mode. I often think like the game mode should be like have its own abbreviation instead of blueprint, right? It is a blueprint, but in fact, you can do everything in this. I mean, I don't know. Can you add like geometry to a game mode? That seems weird, right? Okay. Really, all the game mode though, in my mind, is just this, but you could store variables and stuff on it. So our player controller is now, player controller stays the same, but our pawn is going to be the ship, okay? then in our test level, we'll go here. We'll set it. And now we have no controls. We sort of set up controls, but not really. But we should see, I don't know what we'll see, actually. We don't have a camera. Okay. So we're moving forward into space. We'll probably stop at the asteroid, but I don't think we have any collision. So we probably won't stop. Ta-da! Okay, cool. So we have kind of just a forward motion on here. And then what we could do is have thrust, right? So in here, sometimes my right click doesn't work in the editor. I don't know if that's for everybody or just for me. Get controller. All right, and then nope, that's not what I wanted. Man, I can never get the like the boilerplate for enhanced input is just, it feels annoying. I don't know why. I guess it makes sense, but so like, how do I find it? Mapping context. Every time I do this, I cannot find it. Get player controller. Enhanced. Get enhanced user input message. Do I have to get player controller? Get player controller. All right, let's try this. Enhanced. See, like that doesn't seem very yeah, so it's this one, this pink one. I don't know. Something about this whole setup is like super unintuitive, but I don't know how else to. So then here you can add input mapping context. And then we'll do our shift controls. Okay, so now we have thrust and we're going at a slow pace. And so we can now IA thrust. And when we press this button, we can increase our speed. I think that's what we would do. I don't know. This is just, I'm just having fun right now. Okay. So let's add a multiply here. And we'll multiply the vector by a float. We'll make the float a variable. We'll call this speed. So right now we're not even doing throttle, right? We already have like a default speed. And I think Eve Valkyrie did that as well. It was like you're always moving and then you could like slow yourself down or you could go faster, but you could never stop moving. So sometimes it's good for like the kind of feeling of like dynamic gameplay, like you're always going, you know? Like when you come to a dead stop in a space fight, it feels weird, but then it's very jarring when you're like trying to prevent yourself from crashing. So I don't know. If you think that's good, let me know. Do you like stopping in the middle of space? Because that's how physics works. Yeah, I'm not really into hyperrealism, so this will not be a sim. Okay. So we have a speed variable now. It's currently set to 0, so that'll actually stop our movement. So let's say we're going at a speed of 100. And then when this is triggered, so I think when we trigger, we should really set it up to be like held down, right? Okay, so when it's triggered, we'll set the speed to 200. And then when we cancel or complete, we'll set it back down to 100. Now you would normally use like a whatever your base speed is, I guess. We would just make that a variable. So all we're doing here is pushing it down. Okay. And there is also a way to make this like if this was like the trigger button on the gamepad, like they do in House of the Dying Sun, you could actually make it so that as you squeeze the trigger, you go faster. So I think in the input action, let's see what we can play with here. We have it set to a bool, which is fine. So I think none of those modifiers are necessary, but let's see, what about... Okay, yeah, so this one, it's like if you hold it down, so yeah, so like right now we don't have this set to anything, so I think it just like, I don't know what the default is actually. So like this one has like, these are actuated thresholds, so like you can have like a sensitive trigger. But like input fires once, has remained actuated for hold time seconds. Okay, so let's leave this as empty for now, but I think that might be something we need to think about. So if we go into the base here, I'm going to do some debug with this. So I'm going to do some prints, because this is how you do debugging. You always just print stuff to the screen. Okay. And you can say, this is thrust. Okay, and then we'll do another one. We'll do canceled, because I don't know what canceled does. Does canceled ever actually get fired? I don't know. And we'll cancel, and then this one will be complete. Okay, and then what I expect to happen is when we hold down thrust, we should stay in this, and we shouldn't see these two, and we should go faster. And then when we release, we should see one of these two, and then we should slow down. Okay, in our test world, where our asteroid is, we're gonna have to make our asteroid a little bit farther away. How far? I don't know. Okay, maybe we'll make a couple asteroids. Can do that. Get the feeling of distance here. All right, so 100's pretty fast. Okay. So let's just move these further away. Actually, we can just move the player. See, one of the problems with working in like a space environment too is things get really far away really fast. Okay, So if we do this, yeah, okay, well we can still test it. Okay, so when I hold this down, it's constantly triggering. And then when I let go, it completes. That's fine, but we don't actually need that. We just need this to not get canceled, right? We just need to trigger it once. So let's see if we can change it. Let's add a modifier here. Let's try hold, see what that does. Okay. Do I need to add something to this? I added hold. Sometimes there's like extra features. Hold time threshold. This trigger should only follow once. So maybe this. Okay. Let's play. Did it even? Oh, interesting. So this one, you actually have to hold it for a whole second before it triggers. So probably not what we want. Let's try pressed. This one only has the actuator, so. So this one immediately completes, so we would never get the benefit of the thrust there. Okay, let's try this one. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. Can we actually stop this from... So like hold could be it. And you could just make this like a 0.1 or something, so that you have to hold it. But it's still gonna repeat, right? And then, so wait, is it, it's not completing though. So that's good. All right, and then, I don't know, it might not be even necessary. The other thing you can do is just add a like do once to your logic, but, and then we could try to do this too. So now it's a one shot. Let's see how that, it said that it changed my blueprint maybe. Does it? Did I? Seems like there's no error though, so, okay. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so that automatically completes, so I don't like that, okay. All right, we could just have it be none. All right, so the way I would do this is you can, let's see if I do once here, and then once we cancel or complete it, then we can reset. Oh wait, we can't do it there. We have to do it. So I don't think cancel does anything, so let's not do cancel. We'll do this one. We'll remove that. And then we put this here. Okay, so basically what this will do is it will reset the, once it's completed, it resets the stuff, and then you used to have to do like multiple events to like undo your stuff. Okay, so you can see, you might be able to tell we're going a little bit faster. It's hard to tell in this. Oops. All right. We just need to make these things like super far away. All right, now it's super far away. Okay, let's see. If we, now we're getting there slower. So, you can kind of tell. Okay. We're well on our way. All right, I think I'm out of time for today. I don't know, I might play around with this a little bit more over the weekend. But I had to make some progress on the samurai rebuild here as well. So don't want to get too distracted with thing, but Space Games call to my soul. I really want to get back to making one. So, all right, thanks for tuning in. And if I don't stream over the weekend, I'll be back around 6:30 on Monday. Oh, actually, I may not be able to stream on Monday. Yeah, so I might be back on Tuesday. So, all right, thanks a lot for tuning in.